Hi, beautiful souls. This is Sadhana. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to have a look at the Groovy Waite and the Trippin Waite from Tarot Collectibles.com. My initial intention was possibly to put together a mixed deck of my favorite cards because the cards are the same size. They're a slightly different quality of paper. The Groovy on the left is a little bit thicker than the Trippin on the right. However, in setting up for this video, I realized that with the number of extra cards that came in the extra pack for the Trippin, that is probably not what I'm going to do. I'm just going to pick my favorite cards for the Trippin and just have two decks. So let's kind of do that. Let's go through and you can see all the extra cards as well as the couple of extra cards that come for the Groovy. So the Groovy Waite is on the left, the Trippin Waite is on the right. And we do have an extra Fool card to choose from. And right away when I saw this, I knew this is the one I was going to choose. So one of the differences between the Groovy and the Trippin is I think there's a lot more straight up RWS symbols in the Trippin than the Groovy. And so I'm going to choose the Fool on the left. And so the choice between the Fool has to do, sorry, not just the Fool, but the extra cards. There's slightly different colors. And I'll show you with the Magician because there's an extra Magician card too. It has a more, I actually really like the Fool card in the Groovy. Okay, so here's your Magician cards. Looks like Joseph in his multicolored coat. Here's the extra Magician card for the Trippin. And you'll see we have a more effeminate kind of looking face here, longer hair. So if you're looking for that. And then there's a Snoopy on the shirt. Few different things, different colors. Really kind of fun. And that's actually a really hard choice. I don't know which one to choose, but I think I might stick with the one that came with the deck. And then we have the High Priestess. So I'm not going to be getting rid of my extra cards because I might need to shift that up. There's a lot going on in both of these decks. And the white border just seems to give it a little bit of space so you can really kind of glance at the pictures more. But if you like borderless cards with lots of color going right to the edge, the one on the left is really kind of, I love how these waves have lapped right up. She's right in the ocean. That's really cool. And that monster-esque eye above her is something. Empress. I've got a few different things I'm looking at here. I want to make sure I don't miss any of the extras. So yeah, there's this subtle difference between the way the two cards are drawn. And I feel like the deck on the right is ever so slightly clearer than the deck on the left. Different animals. It's really interesting. Okay, so Emperor. No, yes, we do have an optional card in the Groovy. Okay, I love the Emperor card in the Trippin. That's awesome. So the optional Emperor card in the Groovy is Smokey. So if you are Canadian or American, you'll know that reference from Smokey the Bear. So I'm going to leave Smokey out. I kind of like the one that came with the deck. And then we have the Guru and the Guru. I really like the one on the right. If I was doing a mixed deck, I think I would choose the one on the left. The eyes are really, really clear in the Trippin. Like I can see them even though the image is not quite as close up. So they're all tatted up. Can you see both of them? The angel has shades on. And look, so the alternate card for the lovers is very similar to the Groovy. Huh. You got the music notes. So look, so that's your alternate card in the Trippin. So this might help you to choose whether or not to, if you want to order the extra pack or not. So they have lots of tattoos on, and then you've got the record or no record. And I actually like the original card that came with the deck. So I'm going to put that one away to the side. And then we have the Chariot. Serious flower power on the left. The only other alternate card that we have for the Groovy is the Four of Cups. Strength. Beautiful. These decks, I just feel happy. I want to use them a lot, and I'm going to use them a lot. I feel it's been definitely a worthwhile purchase. Right? There's a sense of cheerfulness. So there's an alternate for the Hermit. So a change of cape. And the background is, feels very purple and green to kind of go with the cape on the right. So you have more blues and pinks for the Hermit. Oh, that's a really hard choice. But I do like his cape. But I like the yellow coming out of the lantern on the right. Oh my goodness. How are you supposed to choose? Wow. That's kind of tricky. Wow. Okay. I'm maybe choose the alternate card. I reserve the right to change at any given time. So here we have the Wheel of Fortune. Wow, the Groovy is so colorful. That's so pretty. You know, this is often such a boring card, and it's really nice to see how colorful that one is. Oh, we have an alternate. Okay, so here is your alternate color choice. So the wheel is a different color. The rainbows are moving in the same direction. So you've got stars that have been added. Anything else? The Sphinx is a different color. Okay, so I think I'm going to go with this one. I like the addition of the stars. Put that one over there. Justice. I feel like a bit of a juggler here. So much fun. So the Hangman doesn't have wings in the Groovy, but we do have stars. And I really kind of like the leaves that were left in the Trippin. So my sense is, so there's a few obvious differences. Again, the one on the left is more close up, no borders. Wow, so change of color. So this is the alternate card on the left. So the original card has the purple wings, more of a purpley bluey color. This one is more red. What else we have? The leaves are the same. The colors of the slippers are the same. The leggings are almost the same. The shirt is a different color. So I'm kind of cool with the original one. Get that out of the way. And then we have Death. So the one on the left is definitely simpler. So if you're reading with, if all of the symbology kind of gets in the way, I think that's what makes the Groovy perhaps a little easier to read, fewer distractions. Here's the alternate death card, which I'm going to choose. I'm not crazy about the pink background on the right. Okay. Temperance. They're both very well done. Okay, and then the Devil. We have an alternate card for the Devil, which looks very similar to the Groovy. Interesting. So first, let's see what we've got here. Look at what they're wearing. That's so... Wow. You could read a lot into this card. You just take your time and look at all the details bit by bit. So I'll show you the alternate card in the alternate pack. So there you go. There's the alternate card. And they're wearing more hippy dippy wear as opposed to me, what looks more like prisoner of war, but you interpret that the way that you want. Sorry, I bumped the tripod. I'm gonna dispose of that one. Keep the alternate card. And then, oh, I meant to show you this one. Okay, I want to go back. Just going back to the Hermit for just a second, what I wanted to show you is that Tarot Collectibles is producing yet another deck. So you may want to hold off purchasing, inspired by the blacklight posters of the late 60s and early 70s. And so they sent 2 sample cards. One is the Hermit and one is the Star, which we'll look at. So I don't know if they're going to show up in blacklight or they're just inspired by the blacklight posters. So that's kind of fun. Alrighty, so now we're at the Tower. So the Tower in the Trippin is kind of boring, isn't it? Kind of boring. So I guess that's why they put the alternate card in. So here's the alternate one, which is definitely more dynamic, more fire. So you can choose the watery underwater one or the above the ground. And I know which one I'm going with. I'm going with the fire. All right. And then the Star. So we've got quite a few Star cards to look at because we have alternate cards plus the blacklight card. Wow, I love the original card that comes with the Trippin. It's really, really good. And for me to have the blue skin just brings in another layer because I love talking about that Shiva, Vishnu, poison kind of thing and the whole process of the Star card being a cleansing card. So that's kind of cool. Here's the alternate card, which we'll look at first. Green. So I'm going to pass on the green one because I want to work with the blue. So you have a choice of green or blue. And then here is the blacklight card. And I don't know what the name of the blacklight deck is going to be, but you can look at their website, tarotcollectibles.com. Wow. It's kind of cool. This kind of reminds me of, you know, if you had your, had this one, and you could kind of, these two, you could definitely mix up your favorite cards. And kind of like I did with the Lily White and the Lily Black. So yes, I'm going to keep that one. I'm going to turn those over. Those are the keepers. All right, Moon. Whoa, I love the moon in the Groovy. I love it. This is what I mean, like seeing it in person and seeing it on somebody's video is just 2 different things. Yeah, we do have an alternate moon card. We have a couple alternate moon cards to look at. So we have a feminine face in the moon as opposed to a stern-looking moon looking down. A shift in the color of the scenery. So I'm going to throw this one away because that one's just too boring. And then here is your other moon card. So you have, what do you have here? Red clouds. What does this remind you of? It's really interesting. I'm going to go with this one, I think. I prefer the face and the moon. This one's a little out there for me. All right, the sun. And I think I already shifted this one. So in the package, in the pack that you do get a choice of the moon and the sun card. So there is I believe a second copy in the additional cards, but in the original deck you get a choice of the this sun card or a more traditional sun card, which is this one. And I really like the one with the baby Krishna. I can definitely work with that. So this is the one I'm going to choose. Judgment. Oh, what happened to Judgment for... No, there's the sun card. Did I show you that one? Maybe I didn't show you the sun card for the... That's really... These are really bright and bold. And if I was doing a reading with these cards, I would definitely want to put them on a white tablecloth and have like a little bit of space between them because there's so much color. Yeah, so you've got the again, the blue skin. So there's your 2 Judgment cards. And I really prefer the one on the left, that Groovy Judgment. So maybe this is a 2-step process for me. Pick my favorite cards from the Trippin and then go through again and possibly make a mixed deck. But that's hard, you know, when one's borderless and one's not borderless, but okay. Then we have the world. Love the fun world on the left. And we have an alternate world card. So there's 2. Definitely a shift in color. So the one on the right is more swirly, and we've got the stars, and we actually have the world in this one. I am going to go with this one. All right, and then we go to the wands, and I put these in, I had all these cards out and sorted them, so I don't know if this is the order that they came in. But I usually sort my cards into wands, cups, swords, pentacles. Love the nail polish on the Groovy. That's great. And the mushrooms. So I was saying that there's more symbolism on the Trippin, but that's not necessarily true. There's different symbols in the Groovy. Oh, now I'm kind of liking, in the minors, I'm really liking the Groovy. Okay. Yep. I think that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to go through again. I won't do it on the recording, but I'm going to go through and choose. Wow, so I think I might do that. I think I might have the majors from one deck and the minors from another deck, but we'll see. I'm going to go through them all because I haven't looked at all these cards yet. This is really very much an initial impression. I love the energy on the bottom of this one. And we do have an alternate card when we get to the 9. I do like that one. I kind of like that one better. Okay, let's see what we've got happening here for the 6. Remember I said earlier that I thought the deck on the right was clearer? Well, in this particular one, the image on the left looks clearer. So I don't know if that is in the artwork or if different times, different stages, some of them have been fixed up and others haven't. I do like the Groovy minors. And I wonder, I love the bees. That's really fun. It almost looks like, so here, oh, sorry, the beehive is here. And we have the fairy. It's kind of odd that a fairy has all of a sudden appeared in this deck. And here's your 8. Wow. different energy. All right, so we do have an alternate for this one. So let's just have a look at what comes in the packs first. Yep. I'm sticking with what I said. I really like the Groovy Miners, except for that one card. Okay, I'm going to stay with the blue. And then here's the 10 and the 10. Oh my God, I love what the figure in the Groovy's wearing. Almost looks like peanuts on the shirt. And here is the alternate 10 of Wands. Okay, kind of like the original. And then here's the first court cards. This will be fun. This is kind of like, you know, creating Deck of the Bastard. You just kind of take whatever you want from whatever deck. So our next alternate card is Ace of Cups. I'm just kind of looking ahead here. So, oh, here's the 10. Sorry, we need to see the pages. So Page of Wands. And then Knight. I don't know. The Groovy ones might be too cheesy for me. Queen. Would have been kind of nice if the setting was a little different for the Groovy. Oh, he's in the desert here. Looks more like Egypt in the deck on the right. Okay, so let's go to Ace of Cups. No nail polish in anybody's fingers here. Here's the alternate. So depending whether you want the peace symbol or not in the painting, in the picture. And then we've got that kind of groovy background, psychedelic background. Here's the swirl, right? The rainbow swirl, and here we've got it more of a pastel-y background. I don't know. I'm going to maybe go without the peace symbol. Okay, 2. The 2s are quite similar. The clothing is different. Make love, not war on both. This wheel in the background is a different color, but it's there. And then the 2 cups, the peace sign, and the caduceus and the heart. So pretty busy cards. We have a few alternate cards to look at. So we can look probably same sex, I'm guessing, different sexes, different, yeah, so we have different sexes in these 2 ones, so opposite sexes, and then here we have same sex and same sex, but we're looking at different colored hair, different colored skin. And this one is kind of nice. I like, it's not as busy, so the heart isn't there and the caduceus isn't there. I think I'm going to choose this one. Wow, so many cards. Okay, oops, no, that one goes there. Okay, so the 3, we do have an alternate 3 in the Trippin. And this looks very much like a blacklight poster. I love the spilt wine on the bottom of that one. Okay, so here's your alternate 3, which I really like. But that red robe in the middle is kind of a lot. That makes it difficult. All right, I'm going to go with the less traditional one, just because I can. All right, so 4. So I know we have some alternate stuff to look at here. So 4 of Cups, both quite traditional, Smith Waite kind of traditional. And the alternate card is in the Groovy. So the Groovy has this more, has a different image. Well, I'm going to choose that one for my deck for sure. And then we'll put that one there, and then we go to the 5. So very straight up kind of imagery. Oh, I do like that. The groovy. I love the groovy. Okay, so definitely going to go through this process again and choose a deck. Oh, I love the mushrooms. That's awesome. Oh, and we have an alternate mushroom card for the Trippin. There you go. So, gonna choose the mushrooms. But I do like the color on this one very, very much. So that one's going over there. And it's very faded. So for a card that is, you know, so full of illusion, delusion, imagination, whatever you want to call it, very pastel-y kind of card. Quite like this one. Eight. Wow, love the planets on the left. Okay, so keeping my eye on the next alternate card. And so then we have a genie, very similar. 10. Page. I love the groovy page. So definitely so this is another difference, is that the costumes in the Trippin are more traditional Smith Waite kind of costumes, and in the Trippin they're more 60s, early 70s kind of clothes. Okay, so we do have an alternate. All you need is love. And then here's the alternate card for the Trippin. Wow. I don't know. Which one would you choose? Do you like the words coming out of the cup and the groovy horse? Well, I think I'm going to go with this one because then it's going to be easier when I go through the decks again. Oh, no, that one goes there. This one goes here. Queen. Quite like the Trippin Queen. Love those waves behind her. King of Cups. See what I mean? Like quite traditional and then very groovy. Ace. So the next alternate card is the 9 of Swords. Keeping my eye on that. Kind of prefer this one. And I haven't really been paying attention to which ones are clearer, which ones are blurrier, but I'll try to do that. Love this 3. Wow. That's pretty powerful. Okay, 4 of Swords. Love the psychedelic imagery in the stained glass. That's kind of cool. And look, oh, that's really neat. I love all that kind of through the back there. And there's a few cards that have these kind of melting imagery on the swords that I haven't quite processed yet. Here's the 5. Love the flare pants. Really interesting. Look at the pulsing heart on the back. This one totally rocks. Wow. Too bad this one wasn't mixed up just a little bit, I think. And this one is, you know, so traditional. But it is recognizable, and yeah. So that makes it great and easy to read for a lot of people. All right, so here are these melting swords. In the comments below, can you let me know what your interpretation of these melting swords is? So we saw it in the 4, which is kind of a similar scene to this one, right? Because we're in the bed, resting. Okay, so here's the alternate. I'm just looking here to see what we're... So the alternate is really just a shift in color, shift in background color, longer hair. It's really a minor change. And so if you read something into the purple background as opposed to the green background, that might be a reason to choose one over the other. I need to kind of think about that. But please let me know what your take is on the melting swords. 10. Really like the groovy page with the rainbows on. So not the rainbows, sorry, the wings I meant. So that fairy. So we've seen a few different cards with the wings on the back. So we do have an alternate. I'll show you one second. So Knight of Swords. Let's just have a look at the costume, the horse. Same kind of action, slightly different background. We do have a sun in the Knight of Swords on the groovy. Here's your alternate for the Trippin. So no sun. Horse is a different color. Do you want a blue horse? Do you want a pink horse? Do you want the rainbow? Okay, I'm going to go with the rainbow. And Queen. That's quite the hair in the groovy. Butterflies. King of Swords in the groovy looks very stern. Sad. Almost sad, not stern. Sad. Well, neither of them look very happy, do they? Okay, so now we go. Last suit. So Ace of Pentacles. Here's this dripping thing again. So dripping, tripping, melting. What does that represent for you? I can think of a few different things, but I'd love to hear what you have to say about these melting, dripping swords, dripping pentacles. I like this one. Kind of looks like a sari. So the last alternate card, I think, is the 9 of Pentacles. I'm laughing at this guy. The peace symbols on the pentacles. Ooh, okay. So, Yep, definitely. Know which one I'm going to go with when I mix up the decks. And there's totally different feeling, different vibration between these two cards. And I almost feel kind of a Jesus kind of energy with the one on the left. And I need to think if that is the kind of energy that I want to bring into this card or not. Not sure. Okay, here is the 7. So I love the peace signs on the pentacles. And you've got the peace signs on the pentacles there. So here is the 8, which is very similar. Cowboy hat in both. Different weather. Okay, so she has a hat in this one. Both of them have hearts on their dress, on their outfit. Not so much in a garden in this one. Here's the alternate. So this is the last alternate card without the hat. I love the purple in the back, so I'm going to choose the alternate. The thing I don't like is that there's more of a separation here. So we have that, you know, the more of a foreground. So that's definitely a reason for choosing this one. But I like that background. What do you do? What do you do? Gonna go with, oh, don't know. Okay, I'm gonna go with that one. First world problems, right? All right, get rid of that one. 10. Just looking at the configuration of the pentacles, how closely it's, how they're in the tree of life formation. All right, page. You gotta love the fur vests. The faux fur vests, hopefully. Knight. Queen. I do like the peacocks. And King. King of Pentacles. So there's a couple other things I wanted to make sure that you saw if you haven't seen other people go through these decks. So that's the backings for the Trippin. This is the back for the Groovy. The back for the new deck looks like, if you look at this one, it looks like it's going to be, it's got, because it's covered up here, but it's got rainbows and it'll be black. And the boxes, so you can order, I think it is an additional cost, so you can order a custom box or you can order a plain white box. So this is the custom box for the Groovy Waite, and it's, you know, sometimes I have a hard time opening these boxes, and so I had to take, you know, the knife and do this so it doesn't rip. But this one, I don't know what I'm going to do, because every single time I've had to open it with a knife, which is too bad because I've already torn it. This is the box for the Trippin. So this one has, yeah, it just has the artwork on one side. So we have the Fool on the front of the Trippin and the Fool on the front of the Groovy. So yeah, so these are two of the very cool decks from tarotcollectibles.com. So let me know what you think. And I am going to go through the decks and then I'll do a really quick so let me know what you think. I'm going to go through both decks again and I'm going to put together so let me know what you think. And here is my final result. So I chose 30 cards from Trippin and 48 cards from the Groovy Waite. So the first 5 cards I chose from Trippin. And if you want to know why I chose any of them, I can tell you later. I love this Guru card in the Groovy. I love the Tatted Up Lovers, and I just really like the Psychedelic Chariot card. The Strength card, I wasn't really crazy about either of them, so that's not really a preference. And I really love the Fun Wheel because it just really mixes it up. Justice, I wasn't crazy really about either of them. And there's a lot of wings in the Trippin Waite, and I don't know, I'm just not crazy about the butterfly wings. None of the death cards really did it for me, and I pondered quite a bit over temperance, but there was something that I wanted more of the traditional symbology in the temperance card. And I couldn't decide whether I wanted the devil with his tongue out or not. And all of them have different clothing in the devil card, and also the expressions on the faces were different, but I ended up with this one. I needed the fire in the Tower card, and I want to work with the blue skin for the star, which I mentioned before. And I like the alternate moon card, Krishna on the elephant. That works for me. And so here I chose the alternate judgment. And the world, I don't know, the world is such an important card for me in the deck, and I feel like kind of all of the world cards felt kind of short. I like the mushrooms and the nail polish, like I said before. And I went back to the Trippin here because I felt there was just kind of too much going on in the 3. Love this 4. And so I think these will look kind of good in readings, having some with a white border and others not. I loved the base of this one. This is kind of why I chose that one. So yeah, because like I said, I'm going to definitely read these on a white table or a white background. And the 6s are really similar, so that wasn't any particular choice. And I started to think about this fairy guy with the bees and defending the beehive and defending the bees. So I could definitely can work with that. Definitely preferred that one. Then this one, there was something about it. I kind of like the garland up here at the top, and yeah. So some of the quartz are a little cheesy in the groovy, and so that's why I kind of mixed it up. Love the afro hairstyles from that time period. I told you this one, so I prefer the less busy background. So the others all had the heart and the caduceus in the background. This one, again, I don't know. There wasn't really one of them that really stuck out for me. Let's just move these out of the way so you can see my picks. And then there's the alternate 4 of cups. Love this one. I like this. I like that it's all in her mind. And the planets in the background of this one, that's a really nice change. Both of these were pretty much the same as were these ones, but I liked the circle here for some reason on the 10 of cups. Kind of fun, that one. This one I had a really hard time, and I thought, okay, if there is a cheesy night, we may as well go for the cheesy night. So I went with all the flowers on the horse and the all you need is love. And I stuck with this one. I really like the background and all that swirls on that one. King of Cups from Groovy. This is really cool. I didn't notice this before, but look, he's got the chain here connecting to the ring, and so that's something that I can work with, and how the sword here is splitting the rainbow in two. So that, I like it when all there's little details like that. I do prefer that one. This is awesome. Wow. The red energy. So if you look closely on the 4 of Swords, there's albums down here, and I had to have this card with the albums in the foreground. And like I said, love the light in the background of the 6. The 7s are both kind of like meh, not much to choose from. Yeah, so we have planets. Oh, and look at this one, right? There's a meteor coming here. Did you notice that before? So yeah, you better hurry up and take that blindfold off. You're going to get hit by a meteor. And I like the kind of psychedelic background here. So it looks like dreams I used to have when I was a kid. I used to always see these kaleidoscopes. And the sun, I really like the sun coming up in the background here. And that kind of wavy energy that's coming off it, and it's kind of weaving in and out of the swords. That's well done. Yeah. So yeah, a little bit of cheese in the... She's kind of a... I was thinking... Oh, I keep bumping the camera, sorry. I was thinking of... I don't have Ethany's deck, the Bad Bitches Tarot, but if there was a bad bitch in this deck, this is definitely the bad bitch of the Groovy Waite. King of Swords, sad King of Swords. The reason I chose this Ace of Pentacles, the other one is way more colorful, but I like the henna, so that's why I chose it. And I like the sari. The other one had 3 guys in it, and I like the having what I perceive as a woman in the foreground here. And he's just too cool for school, so we had to have this one. And this one I really love. I love the air, the energy swirling around these two. So that was fun. And I had a hard time. Remember what I said about this one before, but I went with this one. So I'm going to work with that. And love the background on the Trippin. This one was really hard. I stared at them both for a long time, and these tassels looked really weird in the Groovy, so I went with the Trippin. Again, hard time with this one, but I prefer it without the hat, and I like the purple back. Also, the Ten of Pentacles, I could have gone either way. I like him. He's kind of cheesy, but he's very groovy. Went back to the Trippin for the Knight, because I really like that kind of slow energy, like the grass here, like the background. And the Queen from the Trippin and the King from the Pentacles. So those are my choices for my favorite cards. Again, 30 cards from the Trippin and 48 cards from the Groovy. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I look forward to chatting with you there. Stay well, my friends. Namaste.